Woof, 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 woof. Woof, 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 woof. Wolf, wolf, wolf. Uh, oh my goodness. I have to entertain myself, okay? So like I don't have very many friends anymore. I just have a lot of acquaintances. Anyway, I had an imaginary friend when I was a kid. Mm, a lot of people did. But you know what's not imaginary is this immigration propaganda, and then also the hate speech propaganda. And I'm looking at. I was reminded by a friend this morning about Bill C-367 and how it's supposed to. How it's supposed to make the world, or at least it's supposed to make Canada a better place. I can't help but feel like or think like again with my grandiose delusions that I had an influence on this in order to in order for this to be tabled amongst with other people as well. This enactment amends the criminal code to eliminate as a defense against willful promotion of hatred or anti-Semitism the fact that a person in good faith expressed or attempted to establish by an argument, an opinion on a religious subject or an opinion based on belief in a religious text. So that's very loosely worded, and that's actually very dangerous. So I'll put this. I expressed this to the politicians at large. So like Poilievre, uh, Max, Trudeau, and Elizabeth May. I'm not going to include freaking Yagmeet in this because, quite frankly, he doesn't weigh in on it, and he's his connections, it's dubious. And I don't like the NDP as a party right now. I just don't. I don't identify with the NDP. My NDP was Jack Layton. So when that's not being held to as an ethos, then I'm not going to support them. I love orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors. Orange and purple, quite frankly. And then I don't know. I use all the colors in my art, so a lot of blue lately. A lot of blues. I'm blue, da ba dee ba ba da, dee da da blue, da ba dee ba da da. And the next painting is quite blue. It's not finished by any means. I've been letting it dry for a while, and in order to set these conversations up without any prejudice, is it's not easy to do. But this is a censorship bill, like through and through. Anti-Semitism is propaganda, right? It is that terminology is used to silence. What about anti-Christian, right? How come we don't go after people that speak out against Christianity? That's because Christianity is more confident in its position in North America. And so if you look at the ratio of Jews to Christians within North America or within Canada, so Jews. So in 2021, this is from the U.S. Department of State. Thank you very much. 2022 report on international religious freedoms. So with religious freedoms comes freedom of speech. So this very bill actually infringes upon the charter. Okay. This is something I should read actually. Okay. Thank you, fellas. I know you don't want to see us be broken apart by these extremist measures either, right? If I'm gonna say it, real Jews can take criticism, right? They're confident in their faith and their position in society. They understand their responsibility just like anybody else, because Jewish people are some of the smartest people in the world, right? You look at the concentration of high IQ people that come from Ashkenazi descendants. It's a bloodline. It is. How do you make? It's like that whole Da Vinci Code, like going after certain bloodlines, trying to eliminate certain parts of the tree. It's this conflict, this age-old conflict within human history as to who's going to have dominance and preeminence or whatever else, and it gets really tiring. And it comes out in the political stage, right? You got to remember that the politics is quite frankly it's all drama, right? It's all drama. Going forward, I don't deny the Holocaust, right? I don't deny anything that's happened to Jewish people, but I raise the profile of the stuff that's happened to Christians. And again, I haven't read the Quran, so I'm not gonna. I don't really comment on Islam very much. I got people around me that probably could, and I could include them in some of these videos, but just not right now. I don't think they're ready for that. Again, because there's a lot of lies and misinformation concerning all of this, and that's how said online hate had become a preferred method of targeting Jews. It recorded 2,093 incidents of online hate in 2021 compared to 1,863 cases in 2020. During the year, authorities continued to detain Nathaniel Veltman pending trial for killing 4 members of a Muslim family and injuring a 5th in a vehicle attack in London, Ontario in June 21. Police said they believed the defendant targeted victims because they were Muslim. Charges against Veltman included 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and associated terrorism charges. Jeffrey Ryan Hill attacked a Muslim woman who was sitting in her vehicle with her children in the Al-Amin Mosque in Edmonton, Alberta. Police arrested and charged Hill with mischief and uttering threats. He was sentenced to 90 days in prison. In May, police arrested Uber Eats delivery man Kyle McLeod for a suspected hate crime committed outside a Jewish school in Toronto. According to media sources, McLeod assaulted a school staff member and used anti-Semitic invectives. In March, Vancouver police arrested and charged Yunar Kanarian with 1 count of mischief for August 21 vandalism of Vancouver, British Columbia memorial to 376 Sikh, Muslim, and Hindu passengers on the ship Komagata Maru. It's funny how that's like Komagata Maru. That's so similar to Kobayashi Maru. What kind of test was that? Who were denied entry to the country in 1914 and forced to return to India. The court case continued through the year's end. According to the group Descendants of the Komagata Maru Society, the incident resonated with Indo-Canadians as a reminder of historic prejudice directed against South Asian immigrants on a racial and religious grounds. Well, here's the thing, okay? We are all prejudicial, okay? We're all territorial. There's enough of this fucking bullshit. Other cultures, we go there, and they're very insular, very, very protective, very territorial, right? Almost impenetrable. And not all cultures work well with each other, right? This cultural mosaic bullshit, or tossed salad or melting pot. All these ideas of what's the Constitution and the composition of society. It's not like that anymore. It's very much post-internet epoch. It's atomized culture. It's hyper individualist because of the marketing and then the virtue signaling. The virtue signaling is absolutely terrible. I get sick of it. But this is old news. This is old news by a lot of measures. And that's why I said to I started out with history propaganda. I was saying to you as the viewer, it's okay if you call me grandpa, right? because everything that I'm looking at is retrospective, right? It's looking back as a historian to have some sort of abstract of cross-examination, right? It's like you're examining a crime scene, which I am, because it is a crime scene. Canada has been made into a murder zone, quite frankly. Again, with this global experimentation and this idea that, oh, we can all be one big happy family, but it ain't like that at all. You know, I want us to coexist, but it sure as fuck ain't happening because of the differences in intelligence and education. You can't treat people the same, right? And that's what makes it, through addressing discrimination. But the thing is that discrimination happens no matter what, right? I'm going to discriminate against people that can't speak English as their first language if I want an English teacher to teach my children. That's reasonable, isn't it? Religious demography, status of government, respect for religious freedom. Okay, so from bills like this, and then the other one, the censorship bill, was C-16. Online censorship bill. The C-11. Well, not C-11, but the one that C-18. And the elimination of sharing links through Facebook. Fake news. It's all fake news. You know, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just gets distributed through other channels. So this gets me pissed off because it's stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Because then if it's added to the criminal code, then you could charge people and then put them away for being political prisoners, or put them away as political prisoners. So as it goes, remember this, right? It's what was it? What I said yesterday. Revelations 2:9, right? At the end of the dominance, right? Because the Bible is constructed in such a way from that it's, if you read the whole Bible, it's from your birth until your death, and the revelation is your mortality, in that you have to confront everything that you've done in your life when you go to the pearly gates, and you're either judged by God or Saint Peter. Right? What is your fate? Right? We have a right to maintain the integrity of this country and its heritage. We do, just as much as anybody else. So to all these incursions and these infiltrations that are happening within the legal system, within the government, again, it's challenging because you have to. People are very good at lying, right? People are very good at hiding their underlying motives as to what they're doing, and we got to catch them in the act. But we got to clean up our acts at the same time, because the work through it's as a, how do we compromise someone? It's through their vices, right? You get them through their vices, and this is why I'm saying that I don't like the abuse of drugs or pharmaceuticals or hormones or whatever else, because it's just this fanaticism that this divides society and encourages extremism. That's the end of it. Anyways, this is just my commentary and expansion as a recap on the private members bill of C-367, supported by the U.S. State Department, the Office of International Religious Freedoms, and their report from 2022. Thank you.